trust me, there's nothing to worry about. Okay? On your mark, get set, start pedaling. Atta girl. All right, looking good.
This is easy.
Atta girl, you're doing it all by yourself.
I am holy cow.
I could have sworn Biden had a more deeper voice, but you never know now with the old man. Welcome back, beautiful and amazing human beings. This is Luke Rudowski here of WeAreChange.org. And oh boy, do we have some very interesting paradigm shifts as things are very interesting internationally and getting a lot more interesting here domestically. Lots of political shifts, lots of financial news, lots of craziness out there. We're going to be doing our best to cover it as best as we can here on this independent media broadcast. But before we do, the clip that we played in the beginning of this broadcast is by, of course, the very talented 5 times August. We're going to link to his YouTube channel down in the description below if you want to watch more of his incredible meme magic, which I definitely think is worth subscribing to. As of course, a lot of people are comparing the Biden bike collapse to the collapse of society, which is becoming more unavoidable every single day, especially when you look around in major cities across America, predominantly Democratic cities, that there's a lot of lawlessness, that a lot of criminals get slaps on the wrist for, get early release, and many times barely punished for their horrible actions against their fellow man or woman. This weekend, we saw a lot of violence, especially in places like Washington, D.C., Philadelphia, and Chicago, where there's a lot of viral videos of just absolute insanity happening. Why is this happening? Is it because of the DAs orchestrated by a billionaire that we can't even mention on this YouTube channel? Is this because of fatherless homes? Is this because of the moral corruption of our society through the trauma-based mind control that people call entertainment? Is it big tech social media? Is it poverty? Well, who knows? But let's talk about poverty in a little bit, since, of course, some political scholars link poverty to crime. And if that's the case, we could definitely expect a lot more crime, as, of course, there's going to be a lot more poverty, as we got shocking financial numbers from Germany just moments ago, highlighting how their producer price inflation has surged 33.6% in May of this year, the highest levels ever recorded since 1949. This, as, of course, many people are expecting that number to even go higher from here, and that's exactly what we've been telling you, as it's important to understand here. The official rate and level of inflation is usually a lot lower than the actual rate of what people are facing, especially in specific markets. But what's happening financially is an absolute calamity that's not just affecting the United States, it's infecting the entire world. And of course, a lot of this is correlated with energy policy. Germany, for some reason, has decided to get rid of all of their nuclear power plants inside of their country. They're promoting green energy. They're posturing politically about how environmentally friendly they are, and now they just literally are setting up plans to fire up their coal plants, as of course Russia just throttled their gas supply. And with energy being in high demand, we could expect prices to go up even higher in Germany, as many geopolitical foreign policy experts are warning about a, quote, really tight winter. And the financial squeeze or destruction of the upward economic mobility for most individuals is being felt very, very concisely, especially when they just try to, survive, buy food, live, have a place to put their head down at the end of the day. And that's becoming more difficult, not because of whoever the hell they may blame it on. They're trying to blame it on Russia. They're trying to blame it on the previous politician. They're trying to blame it on, of course, a sickness. And at the end of the day, that is all bullcrap. What we are seeing today is a deliberate destruction of our current financial system, and the consequences of starting a new one, of building back better, of doing this great reset will, of course, be felt. You, of course, will be paying for it, and you already are at every element of your existence. This, as of course the Federal Reserve conducts secret trillion-dollar bailouts of Wall Street institutions that, of course, their losses you're paying for. Their profits, they get to keep their own, as perfectly described by Crystal Ball on the Bill Maher show, leaving Bill Maher stunned at the news and perplexed, since, of course, he didn't even know about this current situation. See, what we have here is essentially the largest transfer of wealth in recorded human history, as of course, within the last 2 years, the world shut down on the orders of a few megalomaniac sociopaths that wanted to reduce the population of the world, that wanted to reduce carbon. And they shut down small mom and pop businesses. They shut down global trade. They allowed multinational corporations that had connections with politicians to be open. They printed $5 trillion, probably a lot more. They wrecked the economy. They crushed the dollar. They usurped the food supply, all of course through their mandates, their lockdowns, and restrictions of daily lives. All of course for a sickness that is blamed, and we have to do a fact check here. It's not the sickness. It's the bad moves made by politicians in the name of this sickness that absolutely have rendered and destroyed any kind of financial freedom and opportunities that you could have. Again, the numbers are serious, and they're going to get a lot more serious, as of course these same politicians aren't done exploiting this tragedy, which of course we're going to be talking about significantly on LukeUncensored.com. This is the topic that we're going to be discussing here. That's a little bit too hot to discuss here on this platform, so we're going to be doing yet another unfiltered, uncensored video later on today on LukeUncensored.com, our own platform where we get to say and do whatever we want. You also get a forum. You also get exclusive merchandise. You also get exclusive access to tickets at events for free that no one else gets. You get 3 master classes and a way to potentially work with us in the future. LukeUncensored.com unlocks all of those things. Sign up right now just by clicking the link down in the description below. Finding out more. Signing up is pretty easy. It's very simple. Literally. Just click right here. It brings you towards an ability to pay with any credit card you want. And then you get emailed access to the members area, which you log in right here, or just click on the members area. And then all of these things are unlocked for you, and you could very easily navigate all the different aspects and communities that we are building together here on this platform, our own platform, moving away from, of course, big tech social media. Now, I think because of just the craziness of the current situation that the world is dealing with, that there's going to be repercussions politically for this, as, of course, the party that's bringing you the Great Reset, that's building back better, the party that's taxing, regulating you, printing money out of thin air. Well, both political parties do that, but predominantly this is the Democrats, which represent the liberal ideology, who of course are going to be facing a lot of political repercussions for this, as a lot of people are attributing the suffering that they're dealing with their policies. This is being felt internationally as well, even in places like France that are predominantly known for their democratic liberal ideas. This, as today, the current political establishment, Emmanuel Macron, a former Rothschild banker, is shocked as Marie Le Pen's conservative populist party has made very huge, significant political gains in that country in a move that people are saying has rocked the establishment. The Daily Mail said that Le Pen humiliated Macron, who is going to be facing a vote of no confidence, which is represented by this, quote, election tsunami that just wiped out his majority and political leverage, which allegedly is leaving the country in political paralysis. Again, Macron lost 102 seats in government. And this political transformation, of course, is also expected here in the United States. As in the next upcoming elections, a lot of people are expecting the Republicans to have a big victory against the Democrats. The Democrats, who, of course, are in positions of power during this largest transition into the Great Reset. Now, of course, the road that got us here is very complex, but it's fair to say the Democrats have been the biggest proponents and pusher of globalist ideas that now we are facing the true consequences of. Hillary Clinton, representing one of the biggest establishment figures that got us here, who now is coming up publicly and saying, hey, fellow leftists, if we want to win, we have to stop focusing on cultural issues specifically surrounding trans people. Yes, Hillary Clinton is advising the Democrats to stop focusing on trans issues. And I have to say, how very bigoted of her. Disgusting turf Hillary Clinton. What an intolerable monster that's willing to push aside the core issues and suffering of trans people. But of course, without being facetious, what we're seeing here is, of course, somewhat of a major political realignment that is worth considering and talking about, since, of course, cultural issues have been at the heart of many Democratic politicians, and they have definitely prioritized this as one of their key issues to fight on, which they have been making significant cultural gains in, essentially adopting a lot of their policies, plus a lot more of their policies, some of them that are absolutely insane and off the rocker. Policies that go above and beyond when it comes to what they were originally asking for, which has culturally created a pushback, especially amongst a lot of people who are undecided, a lot of Americans who are in the middle, saying, hey, this is a little too far here. But these cultural issues a lot of times have distracted us from the true reality of the current situation that we're all in, from the financial calamities that we're facing, from the corruption of the politicians, as we're left discussing what is a woman. Now, very interestingly, Hillary Clinton, that's now telling, hey, shut up, stop talking about these issues, was a big component of talking about these issues. Of course, she also flip-flopped a lot of the times. Hillary Clinton literally just says whatever is popular at the time, as of course she made very strong arguments against this issue, very strong arguments for this issue, especially when it came to issues like gay marriage, all based on the political sentiment at the time that would get her the most amount of support. She's not a principled politician. She's a politician that, of course, will say whatever she needs to say to get elected. So this is very interesting to see this strategy that she's putting out, that she's contradicting herself on, and also the current Biden administration that, of course, just a few days ago signed an executive order that would directly fight against states' rights and their own cultural implementation about this specific issue. Specifically going after Florida and their alleged Don't Say Gay bill, which again is a PR marketing term of that bill, which just broadly allows children to get consent from their parents when it comes to discussing larger adult issues. That bill was literally marketed as the Don't Say Gay bill, which now Biden is signing executive orders fighting against. And it's these kind of misnomers, it's these kind of lies that make a lot of people stand up, makes their ears perk up and say, hey, wait, what in the world is going on here? As of course this picture perfectly represents the larger paradigm shift and change in American culture that of course is dividing a country and distracting us from the core issues that truly do have a larger effect on our lives. There's some serious ish coming our way. There's some serious conversations that need to happen about health. There's some serious conversations that need to happen about the future financial sustainability of this country. There's some serious conversations that need to happen about artificial intelligence, about tech oligarchs having way too much power, way too much control, and we're not having any of them. So this is why when Hillary Clinton of all people is saying, hey, we have to stop this right now, this is when your ears should definitely perk up. That's just my perspective. That's just my opinion. I might be wrong, and if you think I am, let me know why down in the comment section below. I always appreciate constructive criticism. This was my personal take on it, and if you liked it and enjoyed it and you think it's valuable, share it with your friends and family members. And because you do, that's one of the few reasons that I'm here. I got one more video coming your way on LukeUncensored.com. I wouldn't be here if it wasn't for you, and this is why I love you guys. Stay tuned for a lot more here on WeAreChange.org.